On October 25th, Sam Houston arrived at the camps of the Federalist Army of the North outside of Bear. He did not like what he saw. There were some quality men among their number. Sam Houston knew and admired Stephen F. Austin, Ben Milam, and Jim Bowie. He also met and befriended a relative newcomer, James W. Fannin. He'd come to Texas the previous year to build a fortune with a cotton plantation. Tejano leader Juan Seguin was in the Texian camp too. But there were also reckless hotheads like Frank W. Johnson, Andrew Briscoe, and William B. Travis in positions of command. Houston advised that the Army of the People was in no position to tangle with Mexican regulars in Bear. The Texians should instead slip back across the Guadalupe River and force General Martin Perfecto da Costa to attack them. That would give the Texians time to gather artillery, besides the gun from Gonzales, and train. Meanwhile, Texas could form something of a government. Of course, Houston had no authority. He could only recommend. With his views delivered, Houston left for San Felipe. Austin agreed with the need for a government, but he felt compelled to root General Cos and his army out of Bear first. Austin came at the town from the south and moved his army to Mission Espada, while part of his command under Bowie, Seguin, and Fannin took up a forward position at Mission Concepcion. Colonel Domingo de Ugartechea smelled an opportunity and believed he could pick off this isolated detachment before Austin could come to their aid. The October 28th Battle of Concepcion proved the Centralist officer wrong. Bowie roughed up the government forces and drove them back to Bear in disorder. The Texian insurgents killed or wounded more than 50 of Ugartechea's men, while losing only 2 themselves. Austin urged his army forward. He wanted to follow the retreating army into Bear. His officers voted against the move. Instead, the Federalist Army of the North sidled over to the north side of town, hoping to make life miserable for Cos and his men while avoiding a street battle in Bear. Austin also hoped some of his Federalist allies would soon start a second front in this rebellion. An attack on Tampico or Matamoros would be a huge distraction. Cos would have to react. While the Federalist Army besieged Bear, word spread that representatives of all Tejanos, Mexican and American alike, should gather. It would be called the Consultation. Not quite a government, not a political convention, but a conversation. On November 1st, 58 men met. Most were moderates and sought a peaceful outcome to the crisis, but after 2 weeks of debating, they adjourned with a decidedly confrontational position. They declared the rebellion was in support of the Constitution of 1824 and that Texas should form a government. Austin, still with his army, received word that he had lost election as the new governor to Henry Smith, a known agitator. The consultation also formed a regular army along the lines of the United States. Service would be for 2 years. Houston would command, yet he remained a major general without troops. The volunteers with Austin at Bear were militia and fell outside of his jurisdiction. The consultation also knew their movement needed support, especially from the United States. They appointed Austin as their representative. He had hoped to capture Bear first, but had no such luck. Austin left Bear and headed to New Orleans.